Good evening and welcome. You're watching Breaking Views, the show where we get you all the views so that you get the complete picture. I'm Sanket Upadhyay. The dates for Karnataka have been announced. 10th of May is the date of polling. 13th of May, the date of counting. But a number of factors in the state of Karnataka are at play as the state goes to polls in a single phase. Let's quickly put them on the screen one by one on the various factors that will be put to test. Because, the other details, region-wise breakup and all those things, you will get that analysis a lot. But what are the key factors that will be put to test, both at the state level and at the national level on your screen right now? Number one, an opposition unity against the BJP will be put to test. Can the Congress and JDS come together? And then, will this then form the base for future alliances in other states? For instance, in Telangana, we know that these are political parties who don't see eye to eye. So will they come together if they are indeed very serious of aligning against the Bharatiya Janata Party? Point number two, what is the post-Yediyurappa leadership plan within the Bharatiya Janata Party? Now we do know that Mr. Yediyurappa is the tallest leader. He has been in and out of the BJP, but he was the reason why the BJP came into existence in its southern bastion. The BJP is very closely affiliating itself with this old trusted hand in public rallies. But what is the succession plan? Is Bommai the succession plan? Because clearly in terms of projection that does not happen. Will the Chief Minister continue as face of the Karnataka BJP? That's going to be the next test. Or will there be another change? And the BJP is no stranger of changing chief ministers and the face, either mid-term or just before elections or after the elections. Next big test, Modi's popularity in this southern bastion. Can Modi prove to be that big political glue within the BJP to get all these differences away and install the BJP one more time? Or will the Congress come back to power in this state? The next big test, corruption allegations and 40% cut impact on elections. We all know the allegations by the Congress party, the pay CM allegation, contractors up in arms saying very clearly and writing to the Prime Minister that there is a 40% cut money business which goes on in Karnataka. Will all of this impact the voting pattern in that state? The other big issue, and I feel that this is a very, very significant issue which will be put to test, is the efficacy of hate experiments. This has been the foundation of all polarizing commentary in the past 1 year. Whether it is Azan, Hijab, Halal, Tipu Sultan, topmost leaders have been commenting on these issues from Karnataka. So if this is indeed a hate experiment politically, is it going to necessarily work? Or is this a sign of desperation? And last, a point which was mentioned by the Election Commission as well, the point on urban apathy. You see in the state, the voting percentage in 2018 was 72%. However, Bengaluru, the voting percentage was in the range of 51 to 57. Around 54% on an average. So will this apathy continue or will this issue be addressed? Can Bengaluru rise up and vote more to have a greater say in the problems that Bengaluru faces? This is a city with huge problems, from potholes to traffic to overflowing lakes to rainwater not going away, in fact rainwater entering houses. All sorts of problems, but voting percentage is low. How does one fix that? But while all of this is happening, what exactly has made the headlines from Karnataka on your screen right now? You've got a retail bribery allegation in Karnataka where the BJP MLA Ramesh Jarkiholi has promised 6,000 for each vote. This happened on the 22nd of January 2023. But on the 2nd of March 2023, visuals coming out of Congress's Siddaramaia's directive caught on camera where he said pay 500 rupees to people to attend rallies. Apart from that, parties are competing over freebies from saris to LED TVs to cookers. And while all of that is happening, DK Shiv Kumar has also been accused of distributing and throwing away cash in the public. So cash, money, revdi, all of that in the play in this election. So on the show, the big question that we are asking is, the dates have been announced. Will freebies and money power set the poll agenda in Karnataka as these dates have been announced? I would like to introduce our guest, Vasudev, Congress spokesperson. We also have Pratap L. Kanagal, JDS spokesperson, Neeti Jain, BJP national spokesperson, Professor Chandan Gowda, professor at the ISEC Bengaluru, and Pooja Prasanna, reporting head of the News Minute. Thank you very much to all of you. First, I would like to begin with you, Mr. Vasudev. The analysis that a lot of people seem to be doing is that this is going to be an election for the Congress party to lose. Now, this was a very interesting analysis that happened from a political analyst. I want to know from you that do you feel that given a chance that the Congress party sees for itself in Karnataka, all these allegations of money at play, all the campaign that you have built, do you think that you can sustain this campaign with effective intra-party coordination among leaders and inter-party coordination should there be a need for opposition unity?
Definitely. One thing I would like to say, good evening, Sanketji and all my counterparts. The thing here is the people of Karnataka are totally vexed with the way the government is running on. Right? The double engine Sarkar has completely failed. This 40% Sarkar has failed in 90% of the promises which were given. They have to go definitely. Right? In regarding this DK Shiv Kumar's incident, which has been happening since yesterday, I want to make it very clear that the way the issue has been, the incident has been showed in the wrong light. Right? So there was the yatra which was going on, and in the way he has seen a God's chariot with two artists on. And there is generally a traditional person who would like to offer something, and this has happened in a way, like in an incidental way. And if you see, only his left side of the camera was shown, and there was no view of the right side. So what's really happening, nobody knows. So here, what I would like to say is, this 40% Sarkara Commission, the Karnataka State Contractors Association, its president itself has written several times to the Chief Minister and the Prime Minister himself writing about the 40% Commission. And there was a tape with the Senior Minister Ishwarappa also has been asking that kind of 40% Commission. So here what happens is, the BJP does not have any issue in this election. They have no development agenda at all. If you see a few months back, it's the BJP state president Nalin Kumar Katil himself has said to the cadre that do not talk about the small petty issues. It means small petty issues like the drains, the roads, the development and all that stuff. He clearly told that you talk about the polarizing factors like the Tipu Sultan, the love jihad, the hijab and whatnot. So here it's very clear that the BJP has clearly failed in running the state in a proper way.
Okay, I'm going to get in the BJP here to comment on this, but
Pratap, one major thing, we have sent 25 MPs from Karnataka to the Lok Sabha, but still there is a huge gap in the GST reimbursement. Around 19 lakh crore was paid in the state of Karnataka as a GST,
Mr. Vasudev,
and only under around 3.92 lakh crore was given back.
Yeah,
so 25 MPs from the Lok Sabha have literally failed in maintaining the kind of a central situation.
I'm going to come back to you also, save something for your second round also. You have mounted a huge attack on the BJP. Pratap L. Kanagal, you see a lot of, we have seen that whether it is the Congress or the JDS, I don't think that they are, the relationship is extremely pleasant right now. There are allegations that have been made by one another of being or helping. Like for instance, the Congress alleges that the JDS is playing into the hands of the BJP. It's very soft on the BJP of late. What does this do to opposition unity then?
See, for us, for JDS, Congress and BJP are equal opponents in state. We take Congress as well as BJP at the same level of opposition. We don't have any soft corner for Congress or BJP. So our intention is to get a majority ourselves and form the government. So there's no question of showing soft corner to BJP or Congress. And Congress is being lying about this. Even the last election, they made an allegation saying that JDS is a B team of BJP. And what happened on the day of the result? They just unnecessarily they are panicked. They're worried that Muslim because of the Muslim votes they want to consolidate the Muslim votes. That's why they are making wrong allegations and they are trying to scare the Muslim community. That's why Congress is doing that. There's no soft corner, nothing as such. We have in fact it's only Mr. HD Kumaraswamy.
No, Mr. Pratap, my question was very straightforward. Where does this take the opposition unity?
What do you mean by opposition unity? We are three party in the state. We are not fighting Lok Sabha election, right? There are three parties in the state, and we all three are fighting. So we are an independent party, and we are contesting independently. We fight Congress as well as BJP at the same level and strength.
But then again, I mean, for the JDS, it does not mind doing business with a BJP occasionally or being in an alliance with the Congress.
You should ask the question to Congress and BJP, right? Even why they have to align with somebody who was already partnered with BJP or already partnered with Congress?
Okay. Niti Jain, the point over here is that your party, your government is facing a huge challenge. There is a massive hate experiment. You've been accused of indulging in the hate experiment. Just now, Mr. Vasudev said that your own party president seems to be very openly indulging in it. There is a leadership issue which is unsettled. You do not know what to do with Mr. Yediyurappa. And apart from that, there are corruption allegations, 40% cut money, pay CM allegations. What do you think, according to you, will work for you? I mean, these are reasons which are stacked against you. What do you think works for you?
So first of all, I think when you talk about the hate agenda, I think the BJP has always been working for the development agenda and not the hate agenda as such. We have been working for the state and we intend to keep doing that. The Congress spokesperson was saying earlier that we are not talking about development. Sir, I think it is your party that is only talking about BJP, that is only talking about what BJP is doing and not doing. I don't think I've ever heard in a single rally of yours, no matter who's done it, about what your plan is for BJP. And to come up and tell us that we have done nothing, I can give you an entire list of what BJP has done in Karnataka. And you're talking about the allocation of money. I think the budget allocation was 37,257 crores is what the BJP has allocated, which is much more than you. And if you are talking about corruption and all of those things, you say that the state is vexed by BJP. I think the entire country is vexed by Congress, and it is just the kettle calling the pot calling the kettle black. And for you to come up and make those allegations is one thing, but I don't see the Congress party taking this to the court. So you can make political allegations, so to say. The third question, Sanketji, you asked was about the leadership. I think our leadership is pretty decisive. What you are talking about is Siddaramaiah. There is Mr. Shiv Kumar, then there is Mr. Kharge's son. I think there are at least 10 people who want to be CM of Karnataka. So the leadership issue is with Congress, not with us. For us, Yediyurappa ji is a very senior leader in our party. Bommai ji has been the CM for a certain number of time. And for us, I think what the party says matters. In every state, not just Karnataka, the Congress is facing a huge amount of infighting. Okay. So coming out and questioning our leadership, when we have been very clear, it is Modi ji in the center, it is the state leadership, and whatever is decided going forward will be
I want to come to you now.
What according to you is going to be is certain.
Okay, Pooja Prasanna, what according to you is going to be that big X factor in the election? Do you think that corruption, leadership, opposition unity, hate experiments, urban apathy, as was spoken about by the Election Commission, which one of these issues matters more? Or is there that very hidden issue which always is at play in all states in this country, and that is caste domination and caste factors, which then eventually come to the fore?
Sanket, it is a known fact that Karnataka politics is ridden with caste factions, and it will be a test to see if the BJP can overcome that. They have been working systematically on social engineering, and the latest move of tampering with the internal reservation is another example. But for me, what I would like to see is how the corruption allegations play out, because I do not see any chief minister, including Yediyurappa, who faced so many corruption allegations from so many fronts, right? Beyond that, if the voters are willing to give the BJP another chance, that would be perhaps testimony to the fact that Hindutva has finally come to Karnataka, because so far BJP has not managed to come to power on its own. Not once have they gotten a simple majority. It has been either through coalition or by poaching that they managed to form a government in Karnataka. So this time around, for the last 16 to 17 months, the highlight of Bommai government has been one after the other Hindutva experiments. In fact, so much so that Karnataka now is leaving states like Uttar Pradesh and even Gujarat behind. Our anti-conversion law is more stringent than any other state in other BJP-ruled states. So if the BJP comes back to power on its own in Karnataka, that would be testimony to two things. One, that the Modi factor works because the local leadership does not have much goodwill left. So if the BJP comes back to power, that means the national leadership of the BJP prevailed. And two, corruption will not be an issue anymore, because even despite so many people coming out, and some of them, remember, the contractors said that they were voters of the BJP, but they were also being troubled by accusations of bribe. So if the BJP comes back, that means that the voter does not care for corruption allegations anymore.
Okay, Professor Chandan Gowda, what is your assessment? Do you feel that these issues are going to be a big matter and a huge concern in the elections? The allegations of corruption, the very open experiments with hate, or do you think that very, very clear caste equations and caste domination is going to work? Which is also a reason why you see the BJP cozying up to its old leadership of Mr. Yediyurappa. He's always on stage, there's great amount of respect, and for everyone to see that respect is visible, just to woo the community.
Yeah, to begin with the last factor you mentioned, I think caste has and will be extremely crucial in all kinds of ways for all parties, not just for the BJP. In fact, the BJP, by deciding to implement the internal reservation for Dalits, breaking up the 17% among the left-hand Dalits, the right-hand Dalits, and the touchable Dalits, as the others are called, might have actually hurt its chances in many constituencies. As you saw, one of the communities that will be affected by the split actually pelted stones at Yediyurappa. So there is that way in which caste works. Of course, like you said, Amit Shah's visit recently, clearly having breakfast with Yediyurappa and his son, sending a message to the Lingayats that we are still here with you. At the same time, not having done very much governance work to speak of, they have been doing many foundation stone laying ceremonies in the last 2 weeks. 2 statues for Kempe Gowda, renaming a university after Vokkaliga first chief minister, and then a Baswarna statue there, a lower caste statue in Madheshwar. All of these things happening in a flurry. These are signs that they're doing all they can to symbolically at least make a point that we are here for you. But if that goes down, whether it goes down well and how well at all is an open question. So that was my long answer to the caste problem. The corruption angle was very, very serious, is serious, but will it stick as an election issue over the next 40 years depends on what the JDS and the Congress do by way of their communication strategies. Because the BJP, as we know, is trying to do the anti-Muslim, tension building thing alongside, and it's an open question about what will prevail over what. The Congress again is promising a lot of interesting allowances, populist measures for the the below poverty line sections. Again, the communication strategies will matter. It had gone slow. It's picking up in the recent days. We should see what happens there. And the one other thing, Sanket, the JDS actually started its Pancharatna campaign, as they call it, last October. And they've done quiet work of organizing themselves publicly in about 90 constituencies until now. And this has not been covered very widely in the media. So it's a mystery. We don't know what this will translate into for the JDS. But their list was announced, the first list in December itself. They're confident about that first list. It's an open question still, I think. even if it's a hung assembly, the proportion of what each one will end up getting remains open.
Exactly. Niti Jain, you see that point of announcing candidates, it almost appears as if the Congress and the JDS are appearing to be a bit more confident than say the Bharatiya Janata Party. You are yet to announce your candidates, whereas the Congress has already announced half of its candidates, and something similar has been done by the JDS as well.
Good for them. I think we have an entire process where our parliamentary committee sits and they decide on the names and all of those things. So I don't think it is about confidence.
And what about
I think our confidence.
Many of those people you broke, made them fight an election on your ticket, and some of them perhaps seeking an alliance back with the Congress?
I think we broke is a wrong terminology to use. We have welcomed people who wanted to work with our ideology and for the development of the country. If they want to go back to the divisive forces and all of those things, that is okay for them. I don't think we broke anybody, but yes, anybody who was who was willing to work for development and with the ideology of the BJP was welcome, and they're still welcome. I think that is not a criteria, so to say, but if anybody wants to go back to their parties, they're more than welcome to. You cannot force anybody to be with any party for that matter. About the list that you're talking about, a parliamentary committee meeting is going to happen. We will come out with the list before the stipulated time period. I don't think that has anything to do with the confidence. I think our confidence is in the work that we have done for the state, and that remains. We have an intention, we have our agenda lined up for the next 5 years as well. And we are not the ones who are just talking about Congress, and we're not playing defensive like the Congress and JDS is.
But you know, when very openly comments are made about Azan, Hijab Halal, Tipu Sultan, and no less than your party chief does it, that don't concentrate on small issues. What does one gather from a statement like this?
See, the statement that you are talking about, Tipu Sultan, is not our invention. It is the Congress party's invention. And if somebody is talking about an issue that is existing, we have to, right? We have to counter the issues that are raised by the party. And when I say the development agenda, a single person talking about all of this, but the development agenda that I'm talking about comes not only from the state CM and the administration that is implementing all of those things.
I don't know if you heard Pooja Prasanna or not.
Higher than what is being said.
Her assessment is that if the BJP, Mr. Vasudev, if the BJP wins, this will most certainly be, Narendra Modi's charisma at play. And because the local leadership does not have much to write home about.
Definitely, the local leadership has nothing to do in BJP, especially in Karnataka. And there is no question of BJP winning it at this point of time. Let me tell you, for the first time in the history of Karnataka, you will see that the people are really vexed around the group. Let me explain. I didn't interrupt when you were talking. So in the history of Karnataka, for the first time, you will see that the people are ready to vote beyond caste, creed, and religion. That's the first thing. And the second thing, the people of Karnataka are so much vexed with the kind of corrupt deals which the ministers themselves make. So this is something which is really unpredictable from the party like BJP. The third thing I would like to tell you, which the BJP counterpart, even the leadership of BJP would look into, is definitely the BJP cadre and its own core vote bank is totally unsatisfied with the weakest CM ever possible given to the state of Karnataka. Because the double engine Sarkar, the so-called double engine Sarkar, has made attacks on the autonomous stature of the Karnataka, including the linguistic culture and all such things. And the state chief himself says that this election is not about...
I've run out of time. You see, in this year itself, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. In this year itself, we are going to have... I've run out of time. In this year itself, we were to have 9 elections just ahead of the big 2024 contest. 3 in the northeast were done, and this is the 4th election. So in a sense, we are approaching the halfway mark. So as the halfway mark state, which way will the state go? If the Congress wins or the opposition wins, it will do a great deal to their confidence. But if the BJP wins, obviously it will be projected, and it is very clear, we can safely say, it will be projected as Narendra Modi's win. That's all the time we have in this edition of Breaking Views. News continues on the other side. Stay with us.